York. What? AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Stephen A. Smith back at it on ESPN, going bananas, just disrespecting people's legacies, their whole livelihood. What's wrong with this guy? Back on First Take with his man, J-Dub. Starting to like him, Flea.
Underachiever. I'm going to tell you why. It's one of the greatest players to ever play the game. 9 All-NBA selections in his career, 9 All-Star selections, and top 10 finishes in league MVP voting 9 times. And he has more of that than postseason series wins. That's unacceptable. You don't look at somebody that dominant, that fantastic, with that kind of fire in his belly to compete on a night-in, night-out basis, and all you have is one championship to show for it.
Paging Jay Will.
This is Jay Will's response after hearing Stephen A. Smith go off on Giannis' legacy, only winning one championship at this level of a legend.
That's a
Well, he's sitting next to me on TV. It looks like I pointed the
paging
wrong way.
to me.
Yeah. I'm old.
All right.
That was one of your worst takes I've heard in a long time, man. That was horrible.
What is his best?
I had to, you know, like I'm the little brother that has is filled with the venom sometimes when you and I go at each other, and it's all love because it's always love. But I think we really need to do a better job of reframing some of these conversations, right? And if you were to say that the franchise, the Milwaukee Bucks, have underachieved or are the biggest underachievers with the talent of Giannis, fair. But a guy who has a 50-point closeout game, a guy who's never chased any of these dream team scenarios, a guy who's a finals MVP, a guy who's a multi-time all-star, all NBA, all everything, global face of the game. The fact that he brought an NBA championship to Milwaukee in the midst of the fire that he did. To call him an underachiever, I just think is an asinine comment. Because then if we go through history, we're calling a lot of these other great players who have won one NBA championship, which, by the way, you know how hard it is to win a championship?
Look at his face.
It's one of the hardest. It's like, okay, my college career, I'm an underachiever because my freshman and my junior year, we lost to Florida in the Sweet 16 and we lost to Indiana in the Sweet 16, and both of them went on to lose in a national championship game, but I got one my sophomore year, so I'm an underachiever because I should have more. So you're calling Allen Iverson an underachiever. You're calling Dirk an underachiever. You're calling KG an underachiever. You just called Oscar Robertson an underachiever because they've all got one championship, and because their talent is so great that in your mind, if they don't win more than one, if their career ends with only one championship, which just sounds crazy to say that would have negative connotation in it, which I think, frankly, is part of your job, having the seat that you have, having the career that you've had, right? We got to frame these conversations because there's no way in hell anybody who watches basketball, who knows the level of greatness that comes along with Giannis, would say that he's an underachiever. Now, maybe Giannis might think to himself quietly, hey, I wish I could have got more championships. But I think anybody who's won a championship knows how everything needs to align perfectly, from front office to coaching to personnel to the ball bouncing the right way every single time for it to pivot for you to win a championship.
I don't know if you want to hear his response. That there's a windy response that I wanted to get to. AllBall, what do you think of Jay Will stepping up on First Take and going, hey, Stephen A., trash. Stop destroying people's legacies, man.
East Blue Drew, I agree. I can't stand both them niggas neither. I'm how long has Giannis been in Milwaukee? For about 10 years?
In 2013.
How long was Shaq in Orlando?
4 years.
4? Okay. Giannis' time in Milwaukee kind of reminds me of Shaq in Orlando. I don't think he underachieved. you know, got some bad breaks. You know, as if we all know the game and love the game, all of Giannis's teams haven't been great. When he did have a solid roster, they won a championship with Drew Holiday. Brook Lopez been around forever. Flea says this all the time. Chris Middleton can't stay healthy. He's the common denominator. When you have your second or legit third option can't stay healthy, like we all say, nobody can do it on their own. But, you know, what Giannis has accomplished in the league after his first couple years being frail, little, and, you know, Gilbert Arenas flaming him, talking about he ain't got no bag and this and that. Me flaming him sometimes to becoming a champion. Bringing a championship to Milwaukee before New York City is insane. The man has multiple MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year. He's a walking 30-10. So I can't agree with Stephen A. Smith saying he underachieved. But, you know, Milwaukee year in and year out should be better. But guys got to stay healthy. He can't stay healthy. Dame Lillard came there. That didn't work. Was I totally wrong about that situation in Dame Lillard? I'm going to have to do a whole nother soliloquy and apologize to the world for my Dame Lillard takes. I hope can't nobody find them shits. But Giannis is weird because sometimes he looks like the best player in the world, and then sometimes he looks like I don't want him on my team. I don't know, it's weird with him, but I compare it to almost Orlando Shaq because it's like, yo, Shaq had Penny. Dennis Scott, like he had a nice little crew. They didn't get it done. So for me, I can't say he underachieved, but his season should be much better. When you are that caliber and that great of a player, we watched Luka, you know, get guys to the Western Conference Finals before Kyrie got there. So for me, you know, he has to play much better. He has to try to stay healthy. But I'm not going to say he's an underachiever. I can't go there. I agree with Jay Will with that. His resume is legit. So I definitely can't go there. But these last couple seasons, Fabian always alludes to it. Milwaukee is trash. They ain't no threat. Nobody's worried about them. So when you have a player that magnitude and you have us up here debating if we played Milwaukee in the playoffs, are you worried? If we say that about Luka, about any of these other stars, we gonna hold up now. So I think in that aspect, Giannis got to try to turn this shit around. But to say that he's underachieved, it got to be a better word. It got to be a better word. I don't know if underachieve is the word, but Giannis has to look himself in the mirror. We watching guys put their teams on their back. We watch what Halliburton is doing. We watch what SGA is doing, even though we know those guys got great teams. But we watching those guys. We watched what the Joker doing. He took OKC to Game 7, basically by himself. OKC about to win a championship. So if we looking at Joker like that and Giannis supposed to be on that level, Giannis, why you not dragging your guys to second round conference finals or competitive first round series? So to me, it gotta be a better word. I don't know what the word is. Maybe my brothers can help because they're much smarter. But underachieve, it gotta be another word, y'all. It gotta be another word. But as much as I would love Giannis over here, with Giannis also, he has some games and some seasons where, like I said, the numbers speak crazy, but the results be KD sometimes. First round exits, debacles. You know what I'm saying? Flea, I'm just being honest. So Flea said sometimes these numbers is empty calories. Flea, what you say? Who gives a fuck about the numbers? You got average 40 and 15. Nigga, you losing in 5-6 games in the first round. So I don't know if that word is correct what Stephen A. Smith used, but like I always tell people, we may not have to like Stephen A. Smith, but he's not always wrong. Maybe his choice of words is wrong. But I understand what he's saying. We can't keep putting y'all niggas in these tier 1 categories with the greats and you struggling season after season when you got another all-star next to you. So I just need to know what's the word besides what Stephen A. Smith said.
Underachiever. Flea, do you have any other words besides underachiever? And do you agree with Stephen A. Smith?
No, I mean, I think the question was if he only ends up with one, right? Like, I don't know if they were judging his career like at this very point. Maybe they judging it at the end of the day when everything is said and done. He only has one championship. He's an underachiever. I don't think you could put underachiever next to Giannis at all. We're talking about a guy that go look at that 2013 draft. You talking about 2013 draft? Go look at who got drafted number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? And let me know if there any 5 of those guys are better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. My point is this: the dude has worked his ass off to get to where he's at. Came in, was as slim as KD, and now he looks like a fucking Greek goddess, right? He's won multiple MVPs. He's won a championship. Got a championship before a lot of the niggas that we even talking about right now. We talking about SGA. We talking about Joker. We talking about this one and that one. Giannis put that on his resume way before them guys was even flirting with that shit. So to call him an underachiever is exactly what Stephen A is speaking for. If you look at more of that clip, you'll see Stephen A is speaking for the casual fan, y'all. He's speaking for the fan that is just looking at Giannis and just counting rings. And he's saying that the narrative around Giannis by people is going to be, oh, he underachieved because he didn't win multiple championships. But I think if everybody that love the game, that watch the game, that know the game, you can't call Giannis an underachiever. I brought up his draft stock for a reason, because nobody believed that this kid would be any good. Team after team after team passed up on him. 15 teams passed up on him. Right?
He went 16, Flea?
I think he went 15 or 14. But look at these names. Look at these names. Cody Zeller, Otto Porter, Alex Lynn, Nerlens Noel, Ben McLemore. I'm talking about niggas that don't got jobs no more. I'm not going to be.
Nah, hold on. They took Trey Burke over my nigga.
Trey Burke.
Michael Carter Williams.
He won Rookie of the Year. Big shout out to him. Kelly Olynyk.
Shabazz Muhammad is insane.
Shabazz Muhammad. He's at the mosque right now. He's not playing basketball.
Kelly Olynyk.
It's nasty.
Yo, that might be one of the worst drafts ever, bro.
Ever. You saw who the number 1 pick was. It was that Anthony Bennett kid. That's one of the worst drafts in modern history, bro. So what I'm saying is, if you redraft that, right, who's the number 1 pick if you do that draft over?
By far.
Not even close.
Not even close. Not even close. They need to pick one and then get to the second round. That's how much better that dude is. So to use the word underachiever, I was trying to find one, OG, to try to find a better word, because I think you're spot on. There got to be a better word, right? Because when you hit that mountaintop, right, when you finally get there, you win a championship, you do it with the team that drafted you. You do it while progressing, just getting better and better. Everybody said you can't do this, so now you add that to your game. You said you can't do this, now you add that, right? You're doing all of this work, right? You get into a NBA Finals and are down 0-2. Down 0-2. Win 4 in a row in the closeout game. Guess what? I'm gonna have 50. 50. Go find me another closeout game with 50. I'll wait. Go find it. I will wait.
16 of 16.
From the foul line when they said he couldn't shoot foul shots. Underachieved? Nah, that ain't the word. You are absolutely right, OG. That ain't the word. Find a better word. Has he struggled over the last few years as a team? Yes. Giannis has been a top 5 scorer in the league. He's been top 5 or 6 MVP voting every single year. He's the last dude aside from Joker to win back-to-back MVP. Like, so come on, man. Like this dude is legit. When he has a basketball team around him that can get healthy into the playoffs, they make deep runs. I can't call this dude an underachiever. And still to this day, I bet all 3 of us probably got him top 5 or top 3 right now. Yes or no?
He's top 2.
5, top 3 what?
Top 5 or top 3 in the NBA player today.
He's definitely top 5. Yeah, I got him top 5.
And some people have him top 3, right? So
I got him top 5.
He's top 3 anytime. If Embiid is healthy, he's on point. Joker, him, and Embiid just, and 3 different styles at that. And that's my biggest issue with this. And I think if we have some time, we'll get into the whole ring culture thing. And that's always been my issue with that. Everybody doesn't have the luxury to have the general manager. Like what Jay Will said, he flamed them. Stephen A is back. He told them exactly what the problem is. You're part of the problem. You and all these old-time media dudes who created the Michael Jordan 6-0 thing. You have to beat this. LeBron tries to go beat that, join 30 different teams. He can't do it. Who the hell can chase that? Giannis ain't doing that. He stayed with the same team. So what's the argument? Y'all shit on LeBron because he goes on these different teams and chooses his teammates, but then Giannis stays there and you shit on him. He can't choose his teammates. He can't choose his coach. He can't choose. It has no part in that. But he balls out. To say someone's an underachiever, he was the 16th pick and got the MVP. When did that happen? Only Joker could beat that. He's a second-round pick. That's what I'm like. Stephen A is just, again, he knows how to clickbait. He knows how to do this, and that's why he chose that word. You could tell. And I love it because it does create conversation. And I think we do need to have these conversations because I've been sick of it.
But hold on. But I want to ask y'all, like, and we can stay here, but I want to ask y'all, he gets offended. Stephen A generally gets offended when his basketball acumen and his basketball knowledge and IQ is questioned. But from what you just said, like, either you're going to be performative and lean into being performative, or you're going to lean into being authentic and thinking you got your ear to the street. You can't do both. I don't think you can do both in a way that is believable. Let me say that, because I don't believe him.
Well, he's doing it. I disagree with that.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him.
I believe him. I think that there's plenty of people. To me, his problem has always been is that your opinion is based on you try to back it up with whoever texts you. You need an all-NBA guy. I don't need nobody to confirm for me what the hell I believe, bro. I'm watching basketball. I don't think LeBron James is as good as Michael Jordan when it matters most. That's it. I don't need a ring to prove that. Jordan could have lost all his titles. But when it's time to show up, he shows up. There is no crying. There's no crying after a J.R. Smith. Like, we see a winner. We know what it is. OG, that's it.
Hold on, Fabian. Jordan could have lost all his titles, and people would feel the same way that they feel. Not people. OG. Jordan could have lost all of these finals, and you niggas would still feel the same way y'all still feel about Michael Jordan. I'm asking a blanket question.
No. Like you said, you didn't hear what he said after that. Like you said with Stephen A. Smith, nobody heard the whole conversation. All he said was, if I'm correct, he said he just knows a winner when he sees a winner. He didn't say.
I'm asking you a question. I don't give a fuck with it. Okay, cool. I heard you, Fabian. Thanks for that context. I'm asking you a question though. If he's 1-6, Jordan, he's 2-4. He's 2-4, 1-5 in the finals. You niggas still feel the same way?
And he's the GOAT. Now you can't be the GOAT if you that. No.
I just wanted to see.
So again, he's not 1-6. Guess what? He's 6 of 13. No, he's not. Nobody wins every year.
Oh, you talking about
Jordan used to get his ass whooped in the 80s. Yeah. We all forget this. He didn't beat Larry Bird and them Celtics. That was a real big tough. You couldn't beat them dudes. He was getting his ass whooped by Detroit. So this whole thing to me, Giannis doesn't have the right team. You can't know what he did in the finals was crazy. Yeah, he needed some luck, but he doesn't have those same All-NBA. He didn't have no Scottie Pippen for 8 years either. What y'all talking about right now? He didn't have Dennis Rodman for 3. He didn't have these guys. He had Drew Holiday for 3-4 years, maybe. This is what I hate about these conversations, that I've never liked about these conversations. We come to the same conclusion about Michael Jordan being a GOAT, and I don't never use rings. Ever. All I ever talk about is, you telling me Barkley wasn't crazy in 93? You bugging. I'm not saying Barkley did other things to show me, like, I don't know about him. He was in Philly and all that, and he wasn't trying to, but he was the lead guy on his team, and we all respected it. We ain't talking about DeMar DeRozan or something like that. No disrespect to him, but Giannis, and that's what's disappointing about this thing. When y'all ring count and ring chase, that is now a stat, and now you're counting stats. So how come every other stat that we laugh at LeBron about, he had 30,000 points on Tuesday night on after 8 p.m. We always laugh at this, but we can't laugh at rings. I'm gonna laugh at your ring count. That shit means nothing to me. It never did, bro. If you don't have the team, that's not happening. It's not. And unfortunately for Giannis, bro, he got Doc Rivers as his coach. We forget all this. This is what we had to deal with. The most losingest coach ever.
by his choice.
There's no way he chose
by his choice.
Doc Rivers.
If you don't think Giannis has anything to do with Doc Rivers sitting on that sideline,
there's nobody that watches basketball, that loves basketball, that would ever allow Doc Rivers suggested that dude, what's his name, that was there with Toronto, and he went to the coach before him. Griffin. He was 30-13. Doc Rivers was the one who broke it all out with Milwaukee. Come on, yo, there's no either way. If he chose that, that's on him. That's cool. But it's still Doc Rivers at the end of the day. It is not Phil Jackson. It is not Jerry Krause up there leading Milwaukee. Milwaukee's another shell shock company, apparently. They traded Drew Holiday. That was stupid. I don't care what Giannis is saying. Michael Jordan wanted things to change, and Jerry Krause. They used to make fun of the general manager. And he's still, the little penguin walking around. He used to make fun of him, roasting him. And that's the guy that built the team. Everybody's not as fortunate, man. Lee, you said this last year when you said that the Knicks might have had lightning in a bottle. That has stuck with me the moment you said it, because it's like, did we get lucky? Because we got 8-9 guys on the roster. How lucky do you have to be when you should the Warriors not trading for Kevin Love? Like, there's a lot of things that take place. Jerry West was advising the Warriors. Ain't no Jerry West advising these Bucks. Who the hell is the general manager for the Bucks? Like, it's not like, and my bottom line with this, I'll end it with this. I've never watched Giannis play and thought he didn't give it 100%.
Sure.
Ever.
For sure.
Ever. He's not Joker where he can make his teammates better. That's not his game. Again, we start to compare players with their skills, and it makes no sense. You expect Giannis to come down, dribble down court, and run an offense like Joker? That's not his game. Where's his rebounding? Where's the perimeter defenders to lead, to funnel him to Giannis, who's a great weak side defender, but on ball, how I feel about that. Halliburton cracked his ass and got the game winner on him in the playoffs. So I think there's so much being made about this, and it has to be where the old bullshit media that have been talking, Mike, that started with Mike with the ring culture bullshit, and Stephen A. Smith is the head of that. And I'm glad Jay Will called his ass out, bro. Why do you have to diminish other players? How you putting, no disrespect to AI, no disrespect to Steve Nash, how you putting them in Giannis category? Giannis a multiple MVP candidate. AI and them boys ain't that. This is a different level. So I'm glad he called him to the carpet, man. I'm glad he called him to the carpet, because this has to be said, bro. We love the game. We love the game. When you great, we gotta salute you. Sometimes it ain't your fault, but he gives it his all, man. And I don't want anybody to forget the players that we know for a fact leave their heart on the court. He's one of them.
He's one, for sure.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.